Semester Hoops 101. So watch and learn. Nessun U is now in session, so stay tuned, because we're taking attendance. It's a triple header on Saturday.
Excellent. This year's club, off to a surprising 2-0 Big East start, have accepted the challenge of that legacy. Ricky Wright has led the charge for the Cats. And tonight he faces All-American Troy Bell of Boston College. It's the Eagles and the Wildcats coming up next from the main line. Big East basketball is on the air from suburban Philadelphia. It's number 16 Boston College taking on the Villanova Wildcats here at the Pavilion on the campus of Villanova University. Hi again, everybody. Dave Sims along with Jim Spinarkle. And how about Villanova? Off to a 2-0 start in the conference, and they're doing it by leading the nation in several key statistical categories.
Well, Dave, the key thing, too, for them is they're playing Jay Wright basketball. It starts with very good defense, and they look for good shots. You look right now, they're number 1 in field goal shooting, number 1 in three-point shooting, but look at the defense against the opposition. They're 5th in the country. One of the things, too, that they have are 2 players who are shooting the ball very well. Reggie Bryant on the left, the guard, shooting the ball very well, 1st in the nation from three-point range, and Ricky Wright, the big guy, at 70%. He leads the country because he's really playing good, solid post play.
They have done an outstanding job. Meanwhile, Boston College, defending champions from a year ago. When you think about them, think about that guard backcourt. Troy Bell and Ryan Sidney. Bell up to a good start, but Ryan Sidney, what a difference maker he can be.
Well, you're right. Bell does get all the attention, but Sidney is the real good complement for him. He can shoot the ball from real long range. He steps out to the perimeter and knocks the shot back, but he's a tough kid and he's energetic. Keep in mind also, he will take the ball to the basket. The key thing, though, is that he rebounds real well from the guard position, leads their team in rebounds and assists.
Ryan Sidney's been playing the last month with a broken jaw, gets the wiring out tomorrow. Troy Bell leads the nation in scoring. He's been an outstanding performer. He's the guy also that can pass the ball. We're going to see a lot of him coming up next. It's BC and Villanova coming up next. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people. And by Cooper Tires. A lot of mileage for the money. Cooper Tires, drive on. Pretty good house on hand here at the Pavilion as we get ready for Big East basketball. 16th ranked BC against the Villanova Wildcats. Checking out the starting lineups for Al Skinner's ball club. Yuka Agbai, Kenny Walls, Nate Dornkamp, Troy Bell, 6th in the nation in scoring. And here's a guy that last season was the Big East co-player of the year with Troy Murphy of Notre Dame. Al Skinner's done nothing but win at every spot he's been in. He was the A-10 coach of the year last year with the Big East coach of the year and Big East tournament champions. How about Ricky Wright, leading the nation in field goal percentage, and Gary Buchanan, 10th in the nation, one of the great free throw shooters that's ever come through the Big East Conference. And Jay Wright, coming off of 2 successful, super successful years in the America East at Hofstra, going 24-7 and 26-5. And Jay, who was an assistant here at Nova under Raleigh Massimino a little more than a decade ago, has got his team off to an outstanding start. Mike Kitt's going to get us underway, and Villanova's going to go on the attack first. John Cowell and Will Bush working with Mike Kitts. Here's Ricky Wright, and they're going to pay a lot of attention to him.
And they're going to be patient with the basketball mostly.
Sullivan attacks quickly, and he draws a foul. And they get the foul on Kenny Walls. It'll be his first.
Take a look at the numbers of Troy Bell right there. Really does a lot for this team, and clearly when he's playing well and keeps the pressure on, he does pretty well for Boston College. Remember, he averaged 25 points a game in the 3 games they played against Villanova last year, so a comfort zone for him against Villanova.
Andrew Sullivan, a junior forward out of London, England. It's a tough defense in the Villanova win on Sunday at Notre Dame, 74-72. Boston College coming off a loss, 77-74 to Pittsburgh. That ended a 25-game home winning streak. Troy Bell didn't score in the first half, then went crazy in the second half, and he starts today's game by missing his first jumper.
Well, rebounding will be so important for this game also for Villanova. They've done a good job of that early on in the season, so things have been working well for them.
Ricky Wright, they try to post him. Loose ball kicked back to Brooks Sales.
Both teams starting man-to-man, Dave, so straight up, little pressure on the perimeter.
Buchanan running. Can't get the bounce. Thornkamp kept it alive for Bell. Bell races, looking for help. He's got a defensive trailer, got it to Walls. He'll shoot a couple at the line.
Well, the beauty of Troy Bell is he can distribute the basketball so well, and that was a well-timed pass. Coming down quickly on the play, and he'll give you the opportunity. The key component here is where Walls catches the basketball. You notice he catches it, doesn't have to dribble the ball. It's a catch and go. It makes life so much easier for the forwards or big men running the floor.
And if they make that assist, the assist total goes up for your guard.
It sure does. It sure does. You know, it's a funny thing when you have a guy who will pass the ball, you will run more and more. As we take a look at the numbers of Gary Buchanan, and 93% from the line. This is a guy you do not want to put on the free throw line, obviously. And also, you don't want to foul this team too much. They shoot the ball pretty well as a group.
That's right. Buchanan holds the NCAA record, 73 consecutive made free throws.
The team shoots right around 75%, so close games at the end of basketball games is pretty effective.
Now, Villanova, statistically, boy, they're all over the board. #1 in free throw shooting. There's Sales posting up against Agbai. They double team.
And pretty good patience again.
Sullivan out top to Ricky Wright. Thornkamp back to the way. Buchanan checks the shot clock. Under 5. See if they let him shoot without fouling him. And a tip. Ricky Wright kept it alive. Sullivan's got it. New pot for Villanova.
Well, Villanova keeps trailing the basketball right to the glass, which is working for them on the offensive side.
Thornkamp out hustled. But here's Bell. Bell, boy, just blows by the defense and got fouled going up.
Amazing quickness and the ability to get to the middle of the floor and also at the same time get his shoulders ahead of the defender. It allows him to come down the floor and dictate the action. You'll notice when he gets the ball, Dave, in the back court, watch how he tries to get this ball. He gets the push here. Now watch him try to push it out right there and get in front of people and get your shoulders out. Then you can dictate what you want to do rather than letting them run alongside of you where they have a chance to push and shove you down the floor and push it to these sidelines a little bit.
Outstanding free throw shooter. 4th in the conference at 90%. Troy Bell. Consensus second team All-American a year ago.
You know, the same thing can be said about him at the end of basketball games. If they're close, you want him holding on to the ball and getting to the free throw line, although BC doesn't shoot the ball nearly as well as a group compared to the Nova stats. Their numbers are only at 66%.
That's right. They're 12th in the conference. Villanova #1. Villanova #1 in three-point field goal shooting, and field goal defense, and defensive rebounds. Oh. Ricky Wright, you wonder why he's leading the nation in field goal percentage. Goodness gracious.
If you or I could shoot that shot, we'd be leading it too.
You got that right. Good looking rotation on the Sydney shot. Rebound by Buchanan.
Unfortunately, we can't, and that's why Nova keeps pressing.
Snowden. Tip was no good. They battled for it and knocked out of bounds by Sales.
I like the life that Nova's showing early on here, Dave. It's just kind of, they seem to be, even though we're knotted at 4, they seem to have good composure as a group. They're going up and down, playing hard, where BC, I think, is still trying to feel it out, except for those 2 fast breaks they had.
Talking to Ed Cooley, the assistant coach for Al Skinner. Said, how much energy will we have? That's a huge question tonight. No shot before, and their coaching staff for BC very concerned about the defense late in the game against Pittsburgh. Last year, BC could always depend on getting some stops. They didn't get any stops against Pitt the other day. Sullivan's fouled his second.
And we talked about, Dave, you mentioned Ricky Wright and the types of shots that he will put in and how effective he is. And when he follows it and goes right to the tin, he's pretty aggressive just there and finishing it off.
Bell with the step, feeds Walls, a little strong. One-handed rebound by Sales.
You can't get it to squeeze it against the board.
Buchanan. Reggie Bryant in the game right now, so Villanova has an all-Baltimore backcourt.
Agbai's going to get caught from behind, too, with the low post area. Al Skinner up working the officials. Pretty good player in his day, too, huh?
Yeah, great defensive player. Yeah. UMass captain. Good defender in the ABA and during his time in the NBA. Several teams. Down low, they feed Sales, and he gets fouled down low.
The timing is so important on that play, but also the positioning. And Sales that time positions himself very, very well. Look where Wright has to throw the ball from. That's a little longer than usual, but it's a great pass over the top, and it forces BC into a fouling situation again.
Brooks Sales now a senior out of Bloomfield, Connecticut. 8 points, 8 rebounds. Tied for 7th in rebounding with West Virginia's Chris Moss. Top 10 guy in a couple other categories. 7th in block shots, 6th in defensive rebounds.
You know, the thing about him is he's always doing the work that's not going to get recognized all the time. Always putting his nose in there, making things happen, and that's going to help his teammates for sure, especially Wright.
That's generally going to get you a spot on somebody's team and get you some serious playing time.
Sometimes you can't be taken off the court. That's right. The biggest compliment you can pay to a kid.
Here. Ball's up top. Ryan Sidney, we mentioned in the open, now he's getting the wire out of his broken jaw tomorrow. Dornkamp in and out. Buchanan with the rebound for Nova. Cats up by 2. Almost 4 minutes in here, first half.
Rim has not been real friendly to BC yet. They've had a couple right inside and have dribbled right out on them.
Snowden, no. Tip to Buchanan. Up top, Reggie Bryant.
Sales again, too, Dave, getting his hands on the glass offensively.
Bryant turns a corner, gets inside, off the glass, too strong. Agbai.
Good look.
Ahead of the pack, Bell. Snowden, the only man to beat. They're going to call a block.
Snowden almost pulled that off. Just couldn't get that little spacing in between himself and Bell, who's very, very good at bringing contact. But Agbai gets the basketball. Look at a quick look. He looks to his right where the guard usually is, but Bell sneaks out and cheats out. That's a good call. Nearly gets it to drop for himself.
Jimmy, we saw BC New Year's Eve against Seton Hall.
Right.
And it is, I think your point is a fabulous point, because we saw him leverage guys off a lot with the ball in the corner. And it's all legal.
It's all legal, and keep in mind, remember that game too, Dave, he kind of fought himself through some foul problems, got called for a couple of them. So what's going to happen is he's smart enough defensively, Bell, to play it straight up, be aggressive with it, but not pick up crazy, stupid fouls. At the offensive end, he can get away with 1 or 2 of those.
Our first time out of the evening, tied in 6 here on the campus of Villanova University. Back with Villanova 1 of 8 from the field, 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Pretty good start by both clubs. Villanova first in the conference, BC 12th, and then that is nothing to write to Springfield about. The Hall of Fame need not see those numbers right now.
It's good for guys who like to rebound, though. Villanova up 7-4 on the rebounding.
Ricky Wright, another high percentage shot.
Keep going to the glass, make things happen. You will get good shots, but he's really playing relaxed basketball. I think that's one of the key components of his game this year.
Well, his last 4 games have been unbelievable from the field. 26 out of 33 coming into tonight's game, 78%. Bell up top to Dornkamp, over the wall.
We went 9 for 9 against them last year in the Big East tournament, Dave, so he's comfortable playing against them.
Boy, some nice old school moves by Yuka Agbai down low. Double spin gets him a bucket.
You don't see too many of those anymore, do you? Especially when they get good results. And it all starts with good positioning generally. You see the easy catch right there. Now, guys at this level generally have enough moves where they can really go well, go strong, and get you to bait you on the move and get to the free throw line at the same time. Just can't let that catch that easy.
Sales has fouled his first, team 5th on Villanova. BC has 3 team fouls. Sales way outside.
Nice for a big guy to handle.
Bryant over the top. That won't go. Sales rebounds. And they're going to push before. Looks like they got Ryan Sidney. Talking about Sidney's getting the wire out tomorrow. He said he's got reservation at 5 different restaurants. What's he going to eat? I don't know. But just serve it up, he said.
He'll go on that seafood diet, right? Anything
exactly
he sees, he's going to eat. It's amazing how he really hasn't missed a beat, though.
And it's been remarkable. There's a look at your team fouls. Villanova turns it over. There's Bell. Swing it over the wall.
Little man-to-man defense, but BC's really not doing anything to really put the heat on him on the offensive end. They're just standing still.
Nice spin by Sidney. Lost it. Foul, though, on Derek Snowden, his second.
I'll tell you, Sidney bait you along, too. Jay Wright not happy with the call. He's going to let the officials know a little bit, but Sidney lulls you to sleep, and then he comes blasting by you with the spins. He's pretty quick with the ball.
Jay going to get Andrew Sullivan back into the game. Up top to Bell. Bell with a nice change of pace. Lenny Wall's been shooting it pretty well of late. Wall's guarded by Buchanan. Down up Agbai against Wright. Give and go. And they get Wright for the foul beforehand.
Shows you a little difference, too, with the Agbai then. Jay Wright is getting his money's worth over there, isn't he?
17th foul on Nova. So 1-1 in effect.
You see defensively here, lower leg against the player. I think you got to let them play. On that one right there, I think you let them play. That's why Jay is a little frustrated with that call.
They have been enforcing that call a lot more this year. 17 foul for the Cats. 1-1 in effect. Agbai misses.
He's also complaining about that number, too. 17 fouls already.
Yeah.
You know, on your home floor. 14 minutes left in this first half. A couple of reasons.
Ricky Wright way outside. Here's Buchanan. Cats having a big advantage on the rebounding side right now. They're 8th in the conference in rebounding. They turn it over. Walls ahead of the pack. Walls blew the layup.
Well, Sales was a factor there, too, Dave.
It was, and that's one of those deals where he should have hammered it home. And a quick timeout called by Jay Wright. And Jay, is, when body language says anything, I think that's all you need to know.
Well, tell you one thing, the turnover didn't help matters for Villanova. He wants them to get their heads in the basketball game and play a little bit more conscious of what's going on. Here's the flip out by Bell. Now watch Sales on your right here coming in. He runs the court real hard. He's a big guy. And then you have Walls worrying about whether he's going to go up and block the shot for him.
And the thing that's bad about that, he was up there, he could have dunked it. And
right.
he was on his left hand.
Exactly.
Too. Tie ball game here at 8-8. And Jay Wright already impacting large here at Villanova with a recruiting class that is ranked among the top 3 or 4 in the nation, depending on what service you watch. Alan Ray, Curtis Sumter, Randy Foy, and Jason Frazier, big guy from Long Island, and a decided New York, New Jersey flavor. And we'll probably see a lot of that from Jay Wright as long as he's here. He's a Philadelphia area guy, but spent a lot of time in Hofstra. Ricky Wright, boy, that must have been part of the instruction given by the coach. Went right to the hole. Foul on Sidney was his second.
And it doesn't take long for Wright to really look for a seam, Dave. And once he sees it, he really goes blasting towards the basket. So there's a reason his shooting percentage is so high. And there it is, right in the middle. It's 70%, leading the nation. And that's not too shabby, the numbers around it either. 15 and 8.
Right.
You know, most kids would take that. Never mind #1 shooter in the country. You take 15 and 8 all night long. And
Marcus Austin into the game for Villanova. He replaces Brooks Sales. Austin, a 6'9" freshman forward from Irvington, New Jersey, St. Patrick's High School. One shot. Ricky Wright coming off his 3rd double-double. Had a nice homecoming Sunday. He's from East Chicago, Indiana, not too far from South Bend. At 17 and 11 against the Fighting Irish.
He's taken up right where Michael Bradley left off with shooting the ball here last year, huh? Bradley was 69%, led the nation last year.
That's a great job, too. Jermaine Watson at number 4 for BC, his first appearance tonight. Got inside, blocked by Ricky Wright.
Well, don't go in there and float it. You better go in there and throw your shoulders at the rim. That's the only way you're going to get to the line. Floaters get swatted.
No question about it. Ricky Wright is 14th block of the season. Bell, they're looking for double dribble.
I think somebody hit the ball low.
Yeah.
A lot of referees in the building tonight.
Full house here at Villanova. Glad you could join us for Big East basketball. Thing I noticed from talking to coaches, too, everybody says the league is so competitive this year. You better have it strapped on every night. Ricky Wright down low. Powers home, blows it, and then the follow by Sullivan.
What's up with Ricky Wright missing that shot, huh? 70% And I'm obviously only kidding. That's one he usually puts away. But Villanova, once again, the boards are starting to shape up as a big number for them.
12-8, Villanova. Agbai facing up. Couldn't get it. Rebound, Reggie Bryant.
He could hit that little 15-foot jump shot. These rims, I'll tell you, they look pretty loose to me, and that ball is rolling right out on him. And look at the numbers in the paint, though. 10-2. This is where Boston College is making some hay, though, looking to go off the steals.
Watson. Skip pass all over to Bell, who is wide open. Rebound goes to Buchanan. Ricky Wright got a step, got inside. They let him play on.
A little bit of traffic that time when they drive.
Bell inside. That mid-range game, which we talked about before.
Especially along the baseline, can be so effective if you can knock that shot down. And he's quick enough to get to that baseline. The type of move brings to mind Ray Allen with Connecticut in this league. He used to tear people apart along the baseline.
Bryant with the catch. Guarded by Watson. Frees himself up. Front rim. Kept alive, but Ricky Wright over the top. Going to be called for the foul. Ricky Wright picked up his second. So 2 fouls for Ricky Wright, Snowden, and Sullivan for Villanova. Sidney with 2 fouls for BC. And Sidney on the bench right now. And Ricky Wright take a seat as well at the 11:22 mark. Nate Dornkamp out of Odessa, Ontario in Canada. Started every game at 4 points and 4 rebounds. Last time out against Pittsburgh. You know, last year BC did not lose 2 games in a row the entire season. And that's another reason why tonight's game is important for the Eagles.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, it just shows you what kind of consistency they had last year. And
one coming at you. Here you go.
Just have to work out the kinks on the road here, because this is going to be a tough battle for them.
Dornkamp, good trip to the line, ties the score at 12. We were tied the last time we took a timeout, and that's where we are right now. 11:22 to go, first half. Troy Bell showing his All-American form here on the pull-up from the baseline. Back to Villanova right after this. Let's take a moment to thank our corporate partner, Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, drive on. Dave Sims and Jim Spinarco with you. Villanova 2-0 in the Big East Eastern Division. They are a half a game up on Boston College at 1-1. Boston College and Troy Bell come in with a 6-game win streak.
You worry about these guys with those blue wigs. You know, another couple of years when he's out in the workforce, we might be working for him, so got to be careful.
5 lead changes and 5 ties and 3 lead changes, and there's Snowden taking it all the way in.
One of the keys to Villanova playing good basketball is when they get pressed, attack the press. And that was a great job of pushing the ball and doing something with it. They settle back into a zone right now. The 2-3 defense right now, and it's pretty active out front.
Agbai, Andrew Bryan in the game right now. Agbai with 10 on the shot clock. Bell will fire. That's a 3. Hit it. Troy Bell from 3 is 36% this year. He's got 9 points. And BC back in front, 15-14.
Here they are with the 1-2-2. And Bell is pretty quick, so is Walls in the second.
Buchanan's taken away by Bryant. There's Bell.
Watch for that pull-up.
There's the pull-up in the... Nice. Troy Bell.
And that's how good guys are, Dave. You can sit over here and watch them shoot the ball and know what they're going to do, but you know what? They're so good you can't stop them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they're good.
BC with a 3-point lead. Glad you could join us for Big East basketball here at the Pavilion in Villanova. Number 16, BC, taking on Villanova Wildcats. Dave Sims with Jim Spinarco, and here come the Eagles again. Agbai in the paint, contact, and they're going to get an offensive foul. Snowden stands in there, takes the blow, the second foul on Yuka Agbai.
Well, 2 parts of that play. Snowden, give him credit. The little guy stood there, and Agbai getting the basketball. The big guy on the run. Watch the big guy catch the ball now. See how far he is out on the floor? If he catches it 4 or 5 feet away, maybe he doesn't have to put the ball down. The little guys just love to see big guys out on the floor dribbling the ball. Back to the 1-2-2 again. There's that trap on the wing.
Snowden got a step, little runner, won't go. Brian Ross had it, lost it. There's Snowden inside, looking like the guy who wears that number in the pro team here in Philly.
Sure did. Anybody going to go after the ball with him? He's the only guy going after it.
Iverson-esque with that putback. 1 point BC lead. Here's Bell now to Kenny Walls. Walls over the top. Had a good look at that, didn't he?
It's a different team, BC, when they're shooting the basketball well from the perimeter.
Kenny's hitting on a 42% clip from deep.
I like the way Villanova, has been attacking this press. But they're just not finishing now.
Right. They're getting inside. Let's see what Bell does here. He got knocked down at mid-court a couple seconds ago by Buchanan. Buchanan 0 for 4 tonight. Got Bell with Ross, Bryant, Walls, and Watson for BC. Snowden, Austin, Buchanan, Sales, and Sullivan for Villanova. They free up Walls again, and he makes him pay. Kenny's banged down 2 long ones in a row, and BC's extended the lead to 7.
Good little spot up on the left side again, and who found it with Bell controlling the tempo.
11-2 run for Boston College. Sales in traffic. Tough shot. Shot it short. Ross knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay right here.
That was pretty well defended by Ross just then. He didn't make the mistake that some big guys do, and they bring their arms down. Take a look at some of the three-point shooting numbers. BC starting to warm it up a little bit at 3 for 7. Nova just not getting it untracked at all yet.
Reggie Bryant back in. Andrew Sullivan takes a seat for Villanova.
Wow, that's wide open in the middle.
How about Snowden getting in? He ate that up.
Well, underneath your basket, you don't want to spread the court in terms of your defense. You want the offense to spread. You don't want to leave that many seams and it be that wide open defensively.
Snowden with 6 points. 23-18. Coming up on 8 minutes to go. Sydney back in the game. Lost it.
Ball may have hit Ross's back just then.
Yeah, he was too close.
It's called using your screen a little too well.
Ryan Sidney looking for room, and he got hit up in the facial area. And they're going to say no shot, but he took a pretty good lick there. Foul from Bryant, his second. Well, you got to give a kid credit. Wired jaw since December 6th in practice. He got poked, and they just thought it was a tooth missing, and it turned out it was a broken jaw. He said, Coach, I'm coming back to practice. Came back the next day. Look at that, 9th in the Big East in rebound. And he's the leading rebounder on this ball club.
Right. I mean, that's where he does a lot of good things. He's an impact type of player.
Free throws, not one of his strong points, though, at only 49%. Buchanan takes the baseline. You heard somebody tell him, keep going. And that's what he did. He got the reverse.
Finished it with the left hand to avoid anybody blocking the shot.
The counter by Bell rattles in and out. Rebound to Bryant.
That's about the 4th, maybe the 5th hoop that has been halfway down for him. You see the maintenance crew come out in the second half and switch baskets around. We know there's something going on.
Some oil out here. Buchanan again got the baseline. Didn't go reverse that time. And it's a 1-point BC lead now.
That tells you one thing, that BC is giving up quite a bit underneath their own basket. And Villanova has recognized it. Jay Wright has passed it along to his team, and they are really going after it underneath.
BC giving up 70 points a game. That's 12th in the conference. Sydney found an opening with the right hand. Missed it. Got his own rebound. Down low. Couldn't finish it. Got it again. Got hit. And knocked out of bounds. Jordan Camp and Walls back into the BC lineup. Game of spurts. And Wright with 6 points each for the Cats. And they're shooting it well at the free throw line, maintaining what they've been doing all season. They're #1 in the conference. Ricky Wright, is on the bench. Couple fouls. Ross, Bell, here's Sydney, Dorncamp, and Walls for BC. Dorncamp down low on a wheel with the jump hook. A little short, rebound to Bryant.
Testing the blocks again. BC can't get that shot to go.
That was for the lead. And it's going to be Boston College ball. Good hustle there by Brooks Sales.
Sales going after this loose ball, and look at the athletic ability.
Outstanding.
You know, when you think about it. It doesn't look like much. We go try to do that at a full pace, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bringing in the ambulance for you and me on that one.
I gave that up a long time ago. Brian Ross stepping outside. Sales with the rebound.
Are we now saying we could do that at some point?
I said a long time ago. Several moves. Bryant has had a tough night. Sidney. Good hustle by Snowden. That was outstanding.
One of his teammates helping him to let him know that Snowden was behind.
Buchanan handling the ball a lot here. Chris Charles' first appearance tonight. Freshman forward, 7-footer from Milwaukee. Shot clock at 13 as Buchanan fires and hits. Cats retake the lead at 24-23.
One of the things that Jay Wright has his team doing very, very well is controlling tempo. They'll look for some spots to run up and down the floor, but if not, Jay will have them half court, touch the ball a lot, pass it around, be patient, and look for some opportunities and openings.
Well, that's a trademark for Villanova. St. John's will do that for you. Pittsburgh will do it. There's Ryan Sidney calmly hitting a set shot. And back and forth we go. BC in front by 2. That stopped an 8-0 run by the Villanova Wildcats.
38% from the field from three-point range as a team. Got to use it. It's effective.
Sales left wide open and he hits it. Look, Sales. We're shooting 54%.
Good spot up, a little roll away from Brian Ross, and Ross didn't roll with him at all.
Bell finds Walsh. He's got a couple threes to his credit here in the first half. Coming up on 4.5 to play. Very even game. A lot of half-court offense. Hasn't been too many fast break opportunities. Walsh free again. Cubbing.
Oh, that is ever smooth, isn't it? And that lefty gets the stroke going. And
his third 3 of the evening. He's got 11 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Sooner or later, Nova's going to have to come out and find him a little quicker.
Snowden quick on quick against Bell. Ross out on Sales this time. Once was enough. Sales takes him down low. Wheels, jump hook. Oh, very nice.
Oh, you get a bunch of dribbles there, huh? Positioning himself, and somebody's got to run at him to help him to get that ball out of his hands.
He's got 6. Deep 3. Bell, plenty of range. My goodness. Troy Bell with 14, his second 3 tonight.
You start hitting those shots, David, where BC really becomes effective is they'll spring you out on the perimeter, and they're quick enough to drive by you and also kick to the open guy.
Hand check on Ross. Will Bush allowed a couple of bumps, but then a hand check got Ross in trouble. That's his first. That was the 17th foul for BC, so Villanova now on the 1-1. Led the nation in free throw shooting last year. Buchanan again this year in 4 categories as a top 10 guy in the Big East. Numbers 9th in scoring, 6th from the field, 1st at the line, and 2nd in three-point field goal shooting. That is just a fabulous run.
I say this in a positive sense, Dave. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
It really is.
When you think about how good that is.
Yeah,
it's just
and everybody knows you're going to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to hack you. Hey, yeah, go ahead. Dare you to make it again.
but it's hard work, though, too.
No doubt about it. 3:31 to go. Saturday, when Marcus Hatton and the St. John's Red Storm take on the Providence Friars. That's St. John's at Providence Saturday at noon Eastern from ESPN+. Check your local listings. Other action, top 25 this evening, and Maryland blowing out North Carolina by 20 in the first half. No surprise there. Carolina struggling mightily at 5-6.
Oh, are they ever? And there's a pretty good team right there. Number 9, Kentucky, up 53-48.
Big East action. West Virginia. That is a surprise. They are playing at home, though. The students aren't back yet. That place is murdered when it's filled. The Coliseum in Morgantown.
I remember going there 20-plus years ago. It was tough.
There's Bell again. They gave him room, and he's killing Villanova. 35-30, 17 for Bell.
starting to make things happen. When he's shooting the ball from long range and he's knocking them down, forget about it.
That's right. He struggled against Pittsburgh on their last game on Saturday. Offensive foul on Sales. Second foul on Brooks. For Sales joined Snowden and Sullivan and Wright with 2 fouls apiece.
Dave, we saw this type of move before, right? We saw the couple of bounces, maybe 4 or 5, and at the tail end of it, Sales puts the arm out. Better job by Ross just then anticipating and doing a little flop also at the same time.
5-point lead. Watson inside. He's a lefty. Went right that time and never had a chance. Knocked out of bounds by BC.
Full zone again here. 1-2-2. Look at Walls creeping around at half court.
Camp, about a step and a half too late. Right idea. He just picked up his second foul. And you like me, sitting loose and ready to move, right?
You got it. I was going to show you just how slow I was. Getting up and ready to move with those 2 big guys coming at us.
I got wiped out by Sleepy Floyd one time, and I think later on in the game, I sat so loose in my chair, and he came near me again, and Marv was killing me. Marv Alvarez, look at Dave Sims running the hole, you know.
I had that experience with Shaheen Holloway. The ball was coming at me. I said, there's no way this guy's going to get to this ball. Remember how fast Shaheen Holloway was?
Exactly right.
Beyond fast. He knocked the monitor on my lap. I had a little
I was with you that
cut
game.
on the hand.
That.
Everything went wrong.
I remember that. It's a Meadowlands.
Exactly, yeah. I never thought he'd get to this. I never thought he'd get to the ball.
Villanova 10 for 10 at the free throw line, trailed by 3s. We're under 2.5 to play first half.
And everybody thought it was safe sitting over here, huh?
Yeah. Bryant down low, let Ross way too much.
Yeah, that is a difficult pass from that position on the floor. It's almost a straight line pass. You want to bring that over to the right, or at least pass it to the right side of the floor.
Yeah, Ross is trying to hold his position.
Yeah, it's difficult on the straight line pass.
Westbrook Snowden left wide open. Can't get it. Flying in is Buchanan. Reverse layup. Gary's got 10.
And out of that zone, Dave, 2 things are happening. Number 1, BC's not recognizing the shooters and the spots on the floor, leaving the perimeter wide open, and they're not rebounding defensively.
Bell gets inside. The rebound is brought down by Charles. Villanova with pretty good size and down low. Sales, turning face, won't go. And Ross rebounds for BC. 1:20 to go. BC by 1. Good hustle by Bryant. Kept it alive. Belt a little too nonchalant. Walls, though, back to tie it up. Nice play. Troy Bell pretty angry with himself because didn't take care of the ball really well. Stay with us at halftime. We'll update you on this week's Big East Award winners, a preview of Saturday, and highlights and stats from the first half. Snowden will take a seat. He's done a nice job today. Snowden in the first half with 6 points.
I think we're going to look to adjust the clock, I would guess, on this play.
Here's the other thing. It's good for Villanova. Thinks they're only 1 point down, 1:13 to go, and they've done all of this with Ricky Wright on the bench.
Right.
Picked up a second foul at 11:22. With 2-time America East Coach of the Year, Bell pull up. Ball not there. And Sullivan got knocked down. Looks like they're going to get Bryant.
Bell's so effective, too, Dave, to get to that 7- and 8-foot range. You don't see guards do that very often. And he's real soft with it as you take a look at the lead changes, the ties. This thing is just put the gloves on. Let's bang one another around. Al Skinner, Jay Wright, their teams are going at it and playing aggressive basketball. They can't beat conference basketball.
Oh, I bet Villanova, not Villanova, St. John's last night. Good defensive effort. They're playing it home. That almost goes in. Austin lost it. Back out top, Buchanan fires. That won't go. Put back Charles. Whoa! They have a chance to put Villanova in the lead. Last night, St. John's holds Miami to 3 for 32nd half shooting from the field.
Miami
is really something.
Yeah, Miami's a pretty good team also. Watch Charles keep the ball up high right here. See, he never brings it down, and that allows him to get a shot off. If he brings that down from the chest or the waist area, he's in big trouble because one of these guys on BC would just be swiping at it. Offensive rebound, a pretty good number for
2 shots, says John Cal.
8 offensive rebounds for Villanova to this point, just 3 for BC. Used to hate that, Dave, when nobody else went for the ball. After you go up, you think you're getting this great rebound, and you're the only one.
That tap to Bryant. He's 0 for 4 now. Buchanan vies for it with Walls, but Gary knocked it out of bounds.
Nice reaction there by Buchanan, wasn't it? Knew the ball went off of him. A little smile and go play some basketball.
Sell, sell, sell. Why not? What do you got to lose? Final 45 seconds here. Bell and BC by 1. Bell checks it back. He's got 19 on the shot clock. Going to take it down. About a 16-second differential. Up top, Bryant. Wow, I don't know if that was the shot they were looking for. Sullivan.
Well,
and here's Villanova with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, and they can sit on it for the last shot.
Buchanan checking clock. 10 seconds. Charles way outside. Under 10. Now they got to try to get it. Buchanan inside. Goes into Austin. Rolls it home. With 1.7 to go. Bell. And Villanova has come back to take the lead at half. Their leading scorer, their second leading scorer, Ricky Wright, in foul trouble for most of the second half. And Troy Bell, game high 17 points. But Villanova ends the half on an 8-3 run.
Thought they were in a little trouble with the big guy with the ball. Then they get the ball to Buchanan, who brings it down the gut, and they get a good shot because the guard was handling the ball. Bell shot at the buzzer, comes up 3 or 4 feet short. It had a good line to it, but not quite there.
First per game, only 5 tonight. And they're able to go start this second half with their Ricky Wright back in the game with 2 fouls, and he set out about 9-10 minutes of the first half when he picked up that second foul. Wright looking for room, double team, didn't get it. Dornkamp and Agbai went in, and Dornkamp loses it out of bounds. Dornkamp, Bell, Agbai, Sidney, and Walls starting second half here for BC.
That's one Dornkamp could have just pulled down by himself. Ricky Wright was headed the other way on the offensive glass.
Buchanan, Wright, Snowden, Sales, and Sullivan for Villanova. Buchanan got some space, and Agbai got a piece of it. Dornkamp takes over. Bell's very quick. A change of direction. Going hard left, and all of a sudden square up, and that's a tough shot. It makes it look easy.
You bet it is. I'm telling you, Dave, that is one of the toughest shots to hit, especially a righty going to his left. Forget about trying to defend it. You're not going to be able to defend it. That's where the defender yells out, help.
Yeah. Loud as possible. Ricky Wright on the attack. Couldn't get the English. Sales, no, Dornkamp. And there's Sales again, stand with it.
Well, the numbers were pretty good for Villanova at the half. They had 11 offensive rebounds out of their 28, and they continue to get some mileage.
There's Walls again, another 3. Boston College 7 of 14 in the first half. Lenny Walls with 14 points. Kenny Walls, I beg your pardon, Lenny's the DB on the football team. Kenny Walls. Lenny is Kenny's twin brother. Hail from San Francisco. Buchanan had room. Back rims at 3. Dornkamp another rebound.
Shot selection not great the first minute for Villanova here in the second half.
Walls the hot hand right now. Stolen by Wright.
Nice look.
And then Bell almost got the steal. And a good job not to pick up a cheap foul on that one. He let Snowden go with tied at 40.
Yeah. Nice quick outlet pass by Ricky Wright, too. I'm sure you remember this name, Dave. Wes Unseld with that 2-hand over-the-head pass that he could bang the length of the floor.
That's right. I don't think I've seen anybody that can stand under folks, get the rebound, and then turn and throw it at 92 feet and hit the other back.
Exactly.
Hit it on a line too. He hang close on that rope.
He was not a member of the Washington Wizards either. I guess he goes back to the Bullets, right?
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Walls' rebound taken down by Wright, and a foul on BC. It's on Dornkamp, his third. So Nate in trouble early here in the second half. His third coming at the 17:37 mark. Snowden bringing it up. And the game winner against Notre Dame on Sunday, a 74-72 Villanova win. Download a Sales. No cutters available. Goes baseline. Dornkamp stops him. Good job. And then the outlet pass. Whoa! What happened there? Dornkamp a foul? Can't believe it. Surprised me. You can imagine how he feels, and that's same reaction for Al Skinner, and that's Dornkamp's fourth foul.
Well, they hold their ground pretty well. Let's see if he moves it. Well, you know what, Dave? At the end just then, he kind of, and he pushed a little bit with the lower body. So not a bad call just then.
So he picks up 2 fouls in 21 seconds. And Dornkamp in foul trouble, and he'll be on the bench for a long time. Ross is back in. See how that changes things. Let it go. Dornkamp leaves with 3 rebounds on the festivities. Here's Snowden. Sets up Buchanan. Yeah, he got away with that.
He sure did. If a guard were out there, that would have been a layup.
Buchanan threw a fastball when a changeup would have worked. 40-40 ball game. 3 minutes and change in.
I know this is never the truth as you take a look at the turnovers. Neither team, they're really showing that they want to win this game.
Reverse layup on the pump by Troy Bell. 21 points for Troy.
Just a little seam. That's all he needs. And now he's trying to encourage his team to get them lit up at the defensive end.
Yeah, get on the same energy wavelength that he's on right now. Ricky Ray down low to Sales. Draws a crowd. Still's able to power it home. Very patient, too. Great job.
Yeah, Villanova's figuring out that they pull a big guy out to the top of the key area and drive another one down to the opposite side. There's going to be an opening against this matchup zone that BC is throwing at them.
BC's strength is the outside shooting. Villanova's strength right now, the inside one. Walls, ball tipped. Good hustle by Wright. Buchanan loses momentarily. Gets it back. Free shot for 3. Got it.
That's the type of play that always gets the fans, the bench, everybody into it. A little scramble, everybody's kicking the ball around. The next thing you know, you get an open free look and you drop one down.
Cats by 3. Snowden, a lot more life than BC here. And Snowden with a flush. Should bring a timeout. And Austin College, 3 of 5 here in the second half, and the Cats have improved markedly as well. In and out. Rebound Sales.
Nice slip cut too by Ross. Couldn't complete the play.
They feed Ricky Ray. He's able to hold that pivot foot. Draws a double team. Cross court to Buchanan. Sullivan. Baseline open. He goes up. He got the roll. Good job by Sullivan to take the baseline. 7-point lead. Bell trying to get some of it back. Front rim. Rebound Sullivan. And a foul given by Ross.
Well, it's pretty clear to me, Dave. Villanova's playing confident basketball, and at the same time, their energy level, that word energy, comes back. It's way up there.
7-point Nova lead. And an opportunity taken and converted here by Andrew Sullivan of the Wildcats. We'll return to Nova in second. 38-8. It's not bad.
No, a little bit of an advantage for Jay Wright as he comes down this way.
Big story today. Rebounds. Villanova 32-17 over BC. 14-3 on the offensive boards. And Sales has 10 rebounds along with 12 points. Brooke Sales working jump hook. No. Bryant inside. Trying to create some things. And heads up. He and Sales tangle up and they get a foul on Sales. His third.
Pretty nifty move, though, by Sales, I thought. Good pass over the top on the defense because Jay Wright really wants them to attack, and he's been attacking that defense, the full court 1-2-2 defense that BC has been throwing at them. So we'll go after it. Sales made a nice move, just couldn't finish it.
Agby. Here's Bell. Guarded by Buchanan.
They got to get their cuts a little sharper. They're starting to pick it up a little, BC. I'm sure Al Skinner talked about that a little bit.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll be BC ball. 16 on the shot clock.
They've had a couple of bad streaks here in this game, Dave,
right,
where they aren't cutting, they're not setting good screens, and consequently they're standing around, I think, looking at one another.
Go down low to Sidney. Ryan up top. 8 on the shot clock. Bell, that's a 3. Won't go. Agby kept it alive. Wright comes down with it. And it travels. Good defense by Bryant.
Sure was.
That was a good call. I thought that was a good call. Jay Wright just picked up a technical one. But I thought that was a good call by my kids.
Defensively, Bryant comes up and stands there with them. Let's see what happens. Here's the step up, catch.
Oh, yeah, sure. There it was right there. Put it down. It was close, but I mean, it was a good call. Troy Bell at the line, 90% free-throw shooter. So 49-43. So look at Jay. One of the bright young coaches in America.
Shows
23 for Troy Bell.
Shows you how difficult the job of an official is here, Dave. So here's the catch.
Oh, yeah,
he picked it up.
Absolutely.
He picked it up.
He picked it up, no question. Bryant to Wall.
Should have made the argument that his right foot was his pivot foot, too, when he caught that ball, not his left.
Tough catch inside. Agby, count that. And if that's on Sales, that's his 4th.
There's 2 ways to get back into a basketball game and get yourselves going. Get the ball down low and start going to the basket and cut away from the ball pretty well. Look at, nobody picks him up. Sales falls asleep a little bit defensively, as does Wright on the left side of the floor. Good delivery, and all of a sudden, Nova has a little problem on their hands. 4 fouls with Sales, and BC starting to climb back a little bit.
Change the tide just a little bit. 3-point play by Yuka Agby makes it a 2-point game. So Sales picks up 2 quick fouls in about 20 seconds as well. So Dorn can't do that. So the 2 big guys are going to sit for a long stretch of time here. Marcus Austin in for Villanova, number 44. Ricky Wright. Left hand. Didn't have that in this game the last couple of years. Nice finish. Ricky Wright with 8.
All right, Jay Wright is still up. You see him way back in the screen. A guy named Steve Lapis used to coach at this school. Remember, we used to give him the all treadmill team. Jay's going to step right into that and keep going back and forth.
Well, there is a new floor here. They spent a big ticking on to get the rut that Steve may have cut right in front, in front of that bench. You don't have to worry, but Jay's going to start a new one. Bryant, second time from deep. Almost brought rain, kept alive. Walls has got it.
Rebounding out of the zone.
Walls for 3. No. Live ball. Kept alive. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay right here. Sullivan knocked it out of bounds.
I think Sidney has a fractured jaw the way he plays this game. Look at him, number 5. Going after the basketball. It's not once, not twice, 3 times, maybe 4. I mean, talk about the energy to go after it.
Bell gives the Walls. Agby posting up against Wright. Faces up. Wright got a piece of it. Bell's there. 4-2 quick. Tip no good. They stay with it. Agby. Oh, sent back. Oh, by Austin. That's his 4th block of the season.
Terrific block. It goes flying out of bounds. The purists would say keep it inbounds, but sometimes it's okay to swat one around and gets the fans into it. This has been like a football possession, Dave. This ball's been down that end of the floor for a while.
Deft move by Bryant. Blows the layup, though. Cats on the run the other way. Snowden down deep. Nice steal. Bell the other way.
Magpie a factor also.
Change of pace. Goes after right. No call. Body's on the floor. Back the other way. Snowden. Well, that would have been one heck of a shot had it gone.
What is this they're playing out there?
Man.
They're playing hard, though, I'll tell
Where's
you.
Joni Weston? It's roller derby again.
Cut off the jam.
The LA T-Birds.
And now we're showing our age.
The San Francisco Bay Area Bombers. Boy, that was pretty wild.
Wow,
up and
sure
down.
was.
My goodness. Snowden, you see, his productivity has picked up nicely over the last 6. Ooh, tough break. That rim again. Remember first half.
Yep, walked away from the shot, too. Got to stay on that line. Start drifting away from it, you're going to have problems. You're not completing the shot.
Troy Bell gets a blow right now. Jermaine Watson is back in.
What do you figure? Less than a minute? Bell,
oh, yeah, not going to be much. That rim again. Ricky Wright lost it. You can hear a lot of slaps on the ball. Buchanan lost it. Going up there and say Bryant got him. Andrew Bryant, sophomore forward from Denison, Texas, his third.
Both of these coaches, Dave, Al Skinner and Jay Wright, are really working the officials. They're looking for every edge they can get.
Yes, indeed. Villanova, Jay's club has hit its first 10 free throws, but now has missed its last 5 from the line. Until then, by Buchanan. Close to automatic as you're going to find, I tell you. Put up strong numbers against BC. Now in a 6th contest against the Eagles. He's got 15 points. 15 for Buchanan, 12 for Sales for Villanova. Foul on Buchanan. Leading scorer for Boston College, 23 for Bell, 14 for Walls. And Buchanan's foul, that was his second. 14 fouls for the Cats, 5 for the BC Eagles.
Sidney handling the point right now with Bell on the bench. Not going to be long, I would guess.
Kenny Walls, the Yuka Agbai. Down low to Bryant. Partially blocked for the foul. And they're going to get Austin.
Once again, that post-up action, that time by Bryant, effectively getting good position down low, Dave, and it was a quick catch and go. Watch how quickly he catches this and gets it up in the air. He catches, it's no bend, just turns and shoots. I mean, that's a terrific move right in there because he realizes Austin, the big fella, is lurking behind. If you bend and try to go down against him, he's going to swat another one.
Bryant can't buy it at the line.
Generally, these soft rims are like shooter's baskets. You love to have them dead, ball deadened on it, but tonight the ball just keeps spinning out.
And Bryant, not a good free throw shooter anyway at 46%. 1 out of 2. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 11:54 to go. And the home-standing Villanova Wildcats lead the BC Eagles by 5. We return to Villanova right after these messages. On the main line, just outside Philadelphia, I'm Dave Sims with Jim Spinarkle. Spirited contest this evening, and as we take a look at our storyline with the 11:54 to go here in regulation. Bell's got 23 points, and he's back in the game. That's no surprise. 8 of 19 from three-point. Sales done a good job. 13th career double-double. However, he's on the bench with 4 fouls. He picked up his 4th foul about 2 minutes ago. Bryant in the game in the backcourt now with Snowden, Buchanan, Charles up front, and that was knocked away by Yuka Agbai. BC with the blocks tonight.
Trying to take some time off the clock at the same time, Dave, with that full 1-2-2.
BC with 2 block shots tonight. Villanova with 6. Villanova 8th in the conference in blocks, and there's Buchanan. That's a triple. Ball ends at lead 8.
Boston College goes with a zone from the out-of-bounds entry pass for Villanova. No one picks up Buchanan. Let him just rip away. You cannot let him get a squared-up shot, especially late in the game.
18 Buchanan, Bryant over the top. Missed badly on that. Charles rebounds. Snowden Guarded by Sidney. They get it to Reggie Bryant. Ricky Wright. Nation's field goal percentage leader. Drives baseline. No, but he'll get to the line.
I tell you, Ricky Wright looks to me like he has a mission almost every time he has the ball when he's decided to go towards the basket. And one of the things you want to do as a player is really make a move and do it with a purpose. Watch this now. Is this a purpose? Yeah, it is. He goes at it. He's floating away a little bit to get the shot off. But generally speaking, his shoulders, his body are going towards the basket, and he's going to get to the line a lot with that.
Powering up, both hands on the ball. Been outstanding. Nation's leader in field goal percentage, 70%. Yes, remarkable. Brian Ross back in for BC. Andrew Bryant 0 for 5 will take a seat.
BC has to put together 3 or 4 good minutes of basketball, Dave. The clock's going to start to work again. So there's still plenty of time. It'll be just under 11 minutes, but they've got to get their confidence back as a group and get 1 or 2, 3 minutes of good basketball so things start to happen in their favor.
He nails that. 8-1 run by the Wildcats, 57-48.
See if they can get something going towards the basket, BC.
All set to pick. Deep shot, Bell, back rim. He's the only man back. Buchanan leads the charge for the Cats.
Tough way to get back into a basketball game, though.
Knocked out of bounds by Troy Bell. A resounding slap.
And Jay Wright hopped up off the bench again that time and said to Buchanan, don't say a word. That's his job right there. That's what he gets paid for, and he goes out there and does it.
Gary Buchanan. Down low, Ricky Wright. Agbai's got him. Nice spin. They try to double him. Walk on. Ross rebound. And hands off. Oh, jeez. That's pretty ugly. That Charles could have had his ankle messed up.
Yeah, especially once you fall against the lock leg like that.
Ryan Sidney, tough shot. Ross had it, but it was knocked out of bounds by Villanova. Well, you got to believe Mike Dunleavy, who one-time played for the 76ers here in Philly on a scouting mission, checking out, I would imagine, Troy Bell, among others. And there's a giveaway on the inbounds by Sidney.
Hard-working player, Mike Dunleavy. His son, Michael Jr., down at Duke. Putting up some nice numbers for the Blue Devils.
Sure is. Duke knocked off at Florida State on Sunday. Still the #1 team in the nation.
Yeah, they're still pretty good. They'll be all right. Just got to knock some free throws down.
Right. Oh, and good job by Ross. He had that all away.
Ross just stays pretty straight up also. The one thing Ross does pretty well is as a big guy, he doesn't bring his arms down. That's what the officials look for fouls. Watch him keep his arms pretty much straight up there, and that's good defensive effort.
No field goals the last 5.5 minutes plus for BC. Agbai, though, changes that in a heartbeat, doesn't he?
Well, that's what you have to do, though, Dave, to get back in this game. They were settling for some long-range shots. Bell in particular, you got to start putting the ball on the blocks. That's how you got to stop the clock and get to the line.
Agbai overpowered the 7-foot, 215-pound freshman. Chris Charles over the top. No, Bryant can't buy one. Charles jump hook. That's short. Ripped down by Sidney. Here come the Eagles, trailing by 7. Get it to Walls. That's a 3. A little short. Agbai kept it alive. And comes down with it.
Whoa,
and it gets on the floor. And then they're going to get Agbai for the trip of Buchanan. That's his fourth.
It's always a tough call on a guy. You know, I know at the college level it's the right call right there because he ends up taking his legs out. But, you know, my feeling is it looks as if it's a free ball and guys can go get the basketball. And this is Agbai just going after it. Now watch, the ball's loose, and he dives. I mean, I'm not so sure on that one. You know, I think it's a free ball. It just so happens that Buchanan goes over him, and good hustle right there, but a big fella.
So the big people for BC in serious foul trouble. Agbai with 4. Dornkamp just came back in. Buchanan at the line. Nails the first 3-point Nova lead. Dornkamp picked up 2 quick fouls back in the 3rd minute of play here in the second half. He's been sitting for almost 9 minutes on the clock. Buchanan's got 20.
That's the good part about that play also for Nova. Ends up Buchanan going to the line, who we've spoken about tonight. It's just automatic
money. Villanova enjoying its biggest lead right now, 9 points. Buchanan got a hand on that momentarily. Good defense.
A lot of standing around though for the Eagles.
Ross will try a three. Hit it! Ryan Ross, that's not normally his game. He's 6 out of 19 on the season now. That cuts it down to a 6-point Nova lead.
That is a huge shot though, Dave. I tell you, they were down 9 points at that point. You give up the basketball at just about the 8-minute mark, down 9. The crowd back into it, settles them down a little bit.
Way outside is Marcus Austin. Shot clock at 10. Snowden raises up, shoots a three, back rim. Buchanan right down the lane, knocked away by Bell. Save, no, but good hustle by Sullivan.
You could hear the slap that time, and it wasn't skin, that was leather.
Troy Bell has got extraordinarily quick hands. He had a lot of tip balls here in the second half. 7:44. Brian Ross with a big three right here. They left them opening over. And coming up, look at this. BC, the field goals, 18-0 when shooting 50% or better. Since the start of the 2000-2001 season, tonight's struggling 33%. It's a team that's 46% coming into tonight's game. They're 7th in the Big East Conference. Bell, their leader's done a pretty good job tonight. Nate Dornkamp been in foul trouble. Walls has hit his share of threes tonight. But they're in a hole. They were down by 1 at the half after leading by 7. Villanova put on a nice little surge to take that lead. If
I were Al Skinner in that last break, though, Dave, I'd say, you know what, guys, we're not shooting the ball real well. We're only down 6. Try to go for the home run right there with the
sure enough. And then Sullivan loses it out of bounds. There's a break for BC.
Yeah, sure is. I mean, they're still in this basketball game. Ton of time left. Nova has to find a way to get the crowd back in it and rattle BC a little bit. Still have to think about going towards the basket if you're BC, though.
5 fouls on Villanova, 17 fouls for BC. 10 on the shot clock. Buchanan. Bell turned the corner. Wow, nice shot.
It's a terrific pull-up. Going to the left, no less. Al Skinner getting his team to play under control, composed. Well, now we got a ball game again, Dave.
Sure do. Bell having a great night. 25 points. 8 here in the second half. Buchanan's got 20, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Hand check, Ross, easy call, 15, 18 feet from the hole. His third. Take a look at some scores from out of town. Top 25 action. Florida leading at Tennessee. Number 3, Kansas, blowing out Nebraska. My goodness.
Wow.
Maryland, 93-59. They are loving that at Cole Fieldhouse. Kentucky losing at home against Georgia. Illinois by 1 over Purdue. That's a road game for the Fighting Illini. Iowa at home up by 10 on Northwestern. Alabama holding off Vanderbilt in SEC play. And Missouri leading at Iowa State. And the Irish come from behind. They win at West Virginia, 67-64.
Has not been a great week for ranked teams, huh?
Not at all. This past weekend, 11 of the top 25 lose.
The unbeatens go down. It was a great game up in Connecticut over the weekend with the Huskies beating Miami.
And they had another beauty Monday,
right,
with Oklahoma. Sidney, a little behind Walls. He's able to say, no, he's not. My kid said he stepped on the line. So another turnover. That's number 10 for Al Skinner's ball club.
The mind was wanted to go one way, but the body was going the other.
Here's a turnover story. Villanova, notorious the last couple of years, 20 a game. The 12th in assist turnover ratio coming into today's game. BC's 3rd in that category. Well, the team's done a pretty good job taking care of it. Down low, Ricky Wright. Boy, he's able to elevate. They crashed the board. Feeding frenzy. Sullivan trying to get out, and does.
It's amazing how he avoided the tie-up, huh?
Yeah. Here's Wright. He draws a double team. Open man Snug. Swing it. Sidney got a piece.
Bounce pass.
Sidney. And foul by Snowden.
You have to be so careful with that bounce pass along the perimeter, especially against a team like BC where they have 3 wing players who are very quick. See that ball? It dies. Once it hits the floor, it really dies out there. If you're quick on the perimeter, and Sidney is, nearly put that one up on the right with the right hand going by.
Third foul on Snowden. Sales is on the bench with 4. Those are the Nova players in foul trouble for BC. Agbai's got 4. And he sits right now. Dornkamp is in the game. He's playing with 4. Quiet night for Sidney. Bring in Jermaine Watson. He'll replace Ryan Sidney.
Yeah, just the fact that Sidney's out there is a terrific story.
Broken, fractured jaw, gets the wire out tomorrow.
1-2-2 again, trying to slow the clock down a little, takes him off the clock, force a bad pass, maybe a quick shot.
Buchanan open. Short jumper's good.
Well done. Freeze the defender, make him react. He falls back, you pull up and hit your little 7-footer.
Troy Bell. There's that thing I told you about the leveraging off. He gets that shoulder. That time he drives in, and a foul. It's against Villanova. Marcus Austin, freshman forward, picks it up. Snowden trying to sell for foul here. That's second foul.
Didn't get the call. I'll tell you, Troy Bell is trying to get aggressive, isn't he? Going towards the basket. He understands this game pretty well, though. His team's down 6. 5:27 left on the clock. You have to be at the free throw line shooting with the clock stopped if you're Troy Bell, and he's accomplished that.
He's perfect tonight, 7 for 7. BC not a great free throw shooting team, 66% to 12. Watson now, and Sidney back in.
Especially when you shoot the basketball as well as Troy Bell does at 90%, Dave, you really want to get to the line as often as possible. So we'll see if he can get there a few more times as this game clock goes down.
He's having a fantastic season. 4th in the conference in free throw shooting. Perfect, 8 for 8. Trails only Buchanan, Chris Thomas, and Gerald Riley.
And as good as Buchanan is and Bell are at the free throw line, the both of them, Buchanan, interesting enough, gets a lot of rotation on his shot where Bell doesn't really get a whole lot of backspin. And they're both very good shooters. Go figure, right?
That's right.
You would think the guy without the backspin is not going to get as many friendly bounces.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark, 4-point lead for Villanova. Snowden gets himself free, in and out. Sullivan over the back of Sidney. Tie up. We'll stay right here.
See, now why that's not an over-the-back foul, Dave, is because when he went up, he had the ball and had possession of it without any body contact. And then they got together, and Al Skinner's not going to agree with it, but I believe the officials are correct on that play.
Sullivan's got 10 boards tonight.
Before any contact is made, see if Sullivan goes up and gets the basketball. He's got it there. Now the contact occurs on Sidney, so I think that's a pretty good call.
Sullivan with 10 boards tonight. And that is a season high. In fact, that is a career high for Andrew Sullivan.
How much room is open in the middle of the floor right there with BC defensively? Somebody's got to fill that foul lane, and I think they'll get a shot off next on inbounds play.
Under 5 to play. They find Buchanan guarded by Sidney. Good defender. Austin's got it. Ross in foul trouble. Got to be careful. Austin gave up the position trying to buy a foul, and it didn't work. Pretty 65-59.
Nice patience still by Austin also. Look at these numbers, though. They are getting clobbered, BC, off the boards. Villanova doing a terrific job of dominating that part of the glass. 10 out of 11 games again this year. They've won the rebounding margin.
That's right. They're plus 10.5 on the season, the rebound margin. Here's Walls, deep three. Needed it, didn't get it. Ross got fouled from behind by Austin. That is his third. The Yuka Agbai is going to come back with 4:13 to go. Sat out for about 4 minutes and change. Dornkamp will take a seat. They get a little more offense from Agbai. Agbai.
Generally speaking, in these conference games too, Dave, you think just when a team might be getting out of the picture a little bit, they hang around and work their way back.
Saw that Saturday night in the Georgetown Rutgers game. Snowden, no. Rebound Sullivan. What do we got over the top? Over the top for Sullivan. His third.
And that time there was body contact before he had the basketball. Let's take a look at this one now. See the contact right there. He had his hands on him, so there's contact before the ball is in his possession. So that's a good call from the officials also.
9th team foul on the Cats. 8 for BC.
They say they even up a little bit. I'm sure if you asked each coach that question, I don't think they'd ever agree on that.
Ball 72% at the line. Makes the first.
Well,
I think Jay's a little into it.
A lot of subjectivity in coaching, huh?
Yeah.
Both guys have their opinion, and their opinion is always correct.
You know, it's funny, and I always get a kick out of the assistant coaches. They have to sit there. They have to play like the straight guy.
Right, exactly. Did you see that play?
He got killed. He got killed, coach. He got killed.
You're right.
Bad call. Bad call. They're hosing us.
That's it. You're right. I agree.
5-point lead. Villanova under 4 to play. Good matchup here. Full house at the Pavilion. 6,500.
Nice how they use Austin out here as a release, but you got to make sure you do something good with it.
Austin.
Oh, be careful.
Bell almost got a piece. Traveling violation. Agbai stepping in, creating that turnover, the 13th for the Wildcats. Timeout on the floor. 3:35 to Mark's best play of the game. It's Yuka Agbai going in strong against the freshman Chris Charles. And there's a look at Yuka's numbers. 7 points, 3 of 6 and 4 boards. He's playing with 4 fouls. As is Brooks Sales for Villanova. Fell over the top. He got fouled. Is that a 3-point opportunity coming? It's going to be a 2, says John Cowell. 3rd foul on Ricky Wright.
Once again, there's that ability of Troy Bell to go to his left and get his shot off. A terrific guy to have when you're in trouble, as they are right now, down 5. Get him to the line. First of all, get him the ball and let him work. See those numbers. Season 90%.
Well, he lit up Iowa State earlier this year. Career high 42 points. Went 17 for 17 at the line in that game. And he's perfect here as well. 9 for 9. So Troy Bell at that free throw line making a difference. A 1-possession game here. 29 for Troy Bell. Villanova's got 4 players in double figures. Buchanan with 22, Sales with 12, Wright with 11, and Snowden with 10. Snowden inside, short, Sales, rebound is good.
Good drive though by Snowden, making something happen. Even with the lead, you want to be going towards the basket as the game dwindles down.
Now leaves it for Walls, back to Ross, up top Sidney. Clock running down under 3 to play.
Bell was pointing away, he didn't want the ball.
Sidney. Oh, man. Give him a receipt on that bank shot.
Oh, my goodness. You just never know, do you?
Here is your receipt, sir. A 2-point game coming up on 2.5 to go.
That could be a huge, huge bucket.
Austin College's 10th 3 of this evening here. Sidney got a hand on that one. Buchanan short on it. Rebound Agbai.
They got some numbers there,
Here come the Eagles. Sidney on the run. Sidney lays it up and in. We got a 1-point game.
A beautiful job by Troy Bell and also by Sidney with the catch. Before he caught, he recognized the defender was going to try to pick up the charge. A catch and stop at the same time, and then the elevate for your shot.
That brings a timeout. Villanova with 2:11 to go.
Factor in the final score. And here's the drive. Watch him catch, stop, and pull up and jump shot from about 3 feet away. Nice decision just then by Sidney.
Was. 8 lead changes, 7 ties, largest lead of 9 by Villanova.
And also, Dave, pretty good work by Al Skinner. One of the things with Sidney that we've touched on with his fractured jaw is that he hasn't been eating, so his energy levels can't be that great. So I would guess that Skinner has to put him on the bench a little bit to give him some breathing, catch his breath a little bit more than he would normally. And Al did that about a minute and a half ago, and it's worked out well for him.
And when you talk about Ryan Sidney, we're talking about a guy who was overserved when they were handing that energy.
Exactly.
That kid is
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Here's a look at your reset, because he brings a whole bunch of it when he's right. Ricky Ray, count that one.
That might be Bell from behind, too. Yep. Bell was a little late getting there. And we've touched on it a bunch of times. When Wright gets the ball, watch him do it with a purpose here. He comes right at you, and here's that second reach. And Bell was there just a split second late, and the reason why was Wright didn't wait the split second to go to the basket. Good, strong move. Once again, Ross wasn't the factor defensively. He did a pretty good job as far as the foul was concerned.
Ricky Wright with a 3-point play. 14 for Ricky. 3-point lead, under 2 for Nova. Another raucous finish in a Big East contest.
I like the fact that these road teams are fighting back.
Quick release. Oh, what a great shot. Bell with 31 points.
Squeeze it up there. Just squeeze it out of your hand. Oh, brother.
That's a 1-point game.
All right, it's time to buckle him up. Here we go.
What a roller coaster ride this has been.
I think some of the fans in this building thought they had this game won about 6 minutes ago.
You bet. Right, facing up. Turned his back on Bell. Tough shot, fade, rebound, Walls.
That's because Bell got the ball that time, Dave. That's what made it a tough shot. So credit Bell for sucking down into the defense, into the gut to help out his teammate.
Kenny Walls with his 4th rebound. BC can take the lead. 1 minute to play. Regulation. Troy Bell with a step. Lost it going up. Foul Buchanan.
Foul.
Or out of bounds.
Out of bounds, yeah.
Out of bounds with 18 on the shot clock, 57-6 on the game clock.
So that's what makes Bell so tough, Dave. He's great going to his left, and he's a righty. He goes to his right. Whoa, watch out.
Sidney's able to save it. Back to Bell. He's had a perfect night at the free throw line. 10 on the shot clock. Bell sees it. Sidney in the corner. 7. Bell with 6. Bell. Deep 3. Won't go. Kept alive. Advice got it.
Big time.
New clock. 37 seconds. BC timeout called by Al Skinner.
4-second differential. 4.4 to be exact.
30-second timeout called by Al. Skinner and BC, the defending Big East tournament champions. They've been on the short end for just about this entire second half.
Now the thought process on how you want to handle this from a strategy standpoint. You have the ball, you're down 1. Arguably, you could go down and work this clock down pretty far as you take a look at these numbers. Villanova coming in, really shooting the ball well from 3-point range and 2 for 12. They were number 1 coming in. But now, if I'm BC right now, Dave, I'm thinking, I don't want to play around with this clock and bring it all the way down. I want to make sure I get a good shot. I want to make sure, hopefully, I get something going towards the basket. I don't need to rush, but I don't want to bring this down to like a 5 seconds on the shot clock type of situation.
Big East basketball, another thrilling finish coming your way. BC against Villanova. I'm Dave Sims with Jim Spinarkle. 1-point lead. There's a look at your reset. Double bonus will be in effect on the next BC foul.
He is just getting it in clean. There you go.
That they do.
And now finding Bell.
Buchanan, now the double team. They want it out of his hands. Bell looking for room. Back to Ross. He's hit a 3 earlier. Ross with a look. In and out. Rebound goes to Villanova. That went down and came out. He can't believe it.
I love the reaction, too, by Al Skinner. Ross looked over to him as to say, well, was that the shot I should have taken? And Al Skinner stood there, Dave, clapping for him because he said that was the shot. We'll live with that one. But look at the shots, the clock situation also. He sits right on the top of the key area here for the three. Nobody's guarding him. You know what? I don't have a problem with that shot because there's 23 seconds left. It's a good look. So they have plenty of time to stretch the game out right now. And immediately with the rebound, here's the rebound. What does BC do? They foul immediately. The frustration sets in, obviously, for Ross because everybody wants to hit that shot.
Oh, there's a break for Boston College. Sullivan now 2 out of 4 at the line. On the season, Andrew 67%.
And the team is pretty good at shooting free throws, too, Villanova.
That's right, Villanova #1 in the conference. Second, he missed the second, Ricky. Right rebound
again.
And they give the foul quickly. Stops the clock with 18:09 to go.
Well, we've touched on how Villanova has dominated the boards this game, and if you look just at board numbers, you would think that they would have been winning this game by at least 10 points. But BC has hung around the whole time and really neutralized Nova's big board advantage, but you just can't give them up on free throws.
Ross with his 4th foul. Coach Ricky Wright at the line. 78%.
Wow.
Oh, this rim has been murder all night. BC saw it in the first half. No kind bounces whatsoever.
Pretty easy message, too, for BC right here. Get ready to rebound. Always anticipate a miss, and if you're the 2 guys inside for Villanova.
And even if he makes, you're still going to like BC's chances to get something done here. So a 2-point game with 18-9. That's plenty of time for Al Skinner and BC to run something.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, it's the same strategy, I believe, right now. You're down 2. You have the ball. Don't wait for a last-second shot to try the game. You want to make sure your shot's going up at least with 12 seconds, 10 seconds left to give yourself an opportunity for a second rebound. If you don't get the rebound, you have 8, 10 seconds left. You're fouling immediately and putting the Nova team back to the line. And obviously, that's the reason you want to do it, to stretch it out. They're not shooting free throws well all of a sudden.
Just underway here in the Big East Conference season. Villanova 1-0 at home in conference play. BC 1-0 on the road. Last year, Al Skinner's club 5-3 on the road, and that's what they've done field goal-wise tonight. It's 18.9 to go. Troy Bell, a perfect night at the free throw line. He's having just a fabulous night. 10 for 10, 31 points.
See, the only thing that Jay has to be careful with, and I think with his timeout, this is a good timeout by Jay Wright right now. He's bringing his guys up to go full court. I'm not so sure I would do that. Maybe he's going to reload, because if Troy Bell beats you off the dribble, now you have an advantage going the other way, and you can have a knotted score very, very quickly with his abilities on the break. So I think that's a pretty good reload just then by Jay Wright. Let's see if he comes out and decides to maybe switch it up a little bit. What I might do here is throw one guy down the floor and then back it up into a pretty good zone. If you're going to lose this game, you want to make sure you're losing it from long range.
Yep. Agbai's been attacking the glass, and this is going to be one heck of a battle, no matter where the shot's going to come from.
Yeah, because don't be surprised, Dave, with the way BC likes to take long shots. And then you get a breakdown off the dribble here, going down the other way. Somebody may just flare to the wings and look for a shot if Bell tries to penetrate.
Well, here we go. 18.9 to go. Ross to Sidney. Sidney brings it up against Snowden. Timeout called by Al Skinner and BC with 15-2 to go. So 3 quick seconds off. So now probably a couple of picks here to get somebody free. Each team has, both teams have a timeout left, and that's it.
One of the things, too, if you're inside that huddle right now with Al Skinner, just you're trying to get your guys to relax at the same time, Dave. You want them to play. You don't want them, as John Wooden used to say, go quick, but don't hurry. You just want to make sure that these guys, listen, guys, this is what we work for. We've practiced this all along, situations like this in practice with the clock on. So let's just go out, relax, and try to work things out.
Well, they got some weapons. Ross has hit a three. Had this last one go down and out. Agbai can hit a jumper. Walls can shoot it from range. Sidney can and Bell. So they got a lot of good options.
Oh, if I'm BC right now, I don't have a problem with a three-point shot, just as long as it's a good one and it's not hurried, and I want to make sure it's not at the buzzer.
Here we go with 15-2 to go. Ross to inbound. Bell said don't give it to him. They run the wheel play. They get it back to Troy Bell. Bell checks clock. The shot clock is off. Bell inside. Tough shot. Leader got it.
Well
tied at 71. Troy Bell was looking to his right at the game clock, checked it, got in deep. He was in great position and hit that intermediate jump shot, which we've talked so much about.
You know, a lot of arenas, Dave, have shot clocks and time clocks up on the basket now. And he was looking around for it, and he had to look to his right. And with that jump shot, he was looking at first, I thought, to the right side. And then he floats to the basket and gets his shot off.
He's hit a bunch of those shots tonight. Off the dribble and pull up. He's got 33 points on 10 of 21 shooting from the field. A perfect 10 for 10 at the free throw line.
And does he ever know where to get spots on the floor where he can be most effective?
Here's your reset. BC against Villanova. One timeout, a full left for Boston College. 10 team fouls, double bonus in effect for both clubs. Who's your guy for Villanova right now?
Well, the first thing, number one, Dave, is that I'm thinking about if I'm in the Villanova bench right now is guys at 71-71. The worst thing we want right now is to go to overtime. The last thing we want is a turnover. So let's first of all make sure that when we throw a pass inbounds, it's not really, if you know the guy's wide open, you can throw it towards half court. Don't take any chances going towards half court. When you bring it up, rather, excuse me, with bringing it down the floor, you don't want to make a pass where a guy can intercept it at around half court so it goes the other way. Now you just have to be careful with the ability for BC to pressure, because they're very good at deflecting basketball.
Dornkamp, the 7-footer on the inbounds. Here's Ricky Wright. They get it in. Oh, he threw it away! Oh, my goodness, he threw it right to Jay Wright.
And he had some opportunities. There's the problem with the entry pass and the passing. You don't want to turn the ball over.
That was not the intended receiver he wanted.
Well, see, if it works, it's okay, but it's a risky pass. And why is it risky? Because you want to go to overtime, worst case. Now you can end up losing the basketball game.
That look says it all. BC just used its last timeout, and they're going to get the ball at midcourt. Ball went out of bounds.
Well, no, they'll get it where it went out of bounds.
Out of
bounds,
bounds,
right?
right?
Out of bounds. If he touched it there, yeah, that's where it'll go out of bounds.
So 4 seconds left. Just a distressed Ricky Wright, who's really made himself into a terrific, aggressive inside go-to-the-basket player this year as a junior. So now BC's got some options. BC had a lead, its biggest lead first half, 23-16, and a 7-point lead. 42-40 was the last time they had an advantage. Now they can get out of here. They can steal one now.
Well, the beauty of this is that they do have time to get 1 or 2 dribbles, albeit they got to go a long way right now. So they have to think about what they want to do in terms of the catch. Once again, this first pass is an important pass, because I would think that Jay Wright is going to put a little pressure up there for Villanova to not make it easy to go get it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Villanova. Big East basketball, another fantastic finish, tied at 71. Dave Simpson, Jim Spinarkle with you here at the Pavilion, campus of Villanova University. Villanova just had a chance to take the lead. Al Skinner's club now has a chance to win the ball game after turnover by Villanova.
They may get Bell going down the sideline here.
And now, here's Bell, kicked it off his foot. Walls has got it. We got overtime. So neither team did a good job of executing in this last 10 seconds.
Not at all. I mean, it's the turnover by Villanova. They just really dodged the bullet just then. And BC, that was well defended, though, by Villanova.
Leading scorer in the game tonight with 33. Both teams have had their opportunities. Ross had that shot that went down and came out in the final minute. Agba. Couple of fakes, and he nails the jumper.
Well, he's playing with some high confidence, too, isn't he? That post-up game, he stepped away to give himself a little bit of space from the defender and knocks back his easy 10-footer.
Boston College, Big East tournament champions from a year ago. Heartbreaking loss in second round of the NCAA in Long Island last year.
Shot selection is so important now.
Sullivan down low, right, open. Jay tied up again. Ryan Sidney got him that time.
Boy, was that ever a big-time defensive play, because Wright had an opportunity if he went quickly. Right there, see, and he brought the ball down to get his strength up and allowed Sidney an opportunity defensively.
Buchanan throws it away. Mass confusion here by the Villanova Wildcats. Jay Wright wondering what the heck is going on. 73-71 Boston College. Minute in to overtime. Villanova 3 turnovers on its last 3 possessions.
And Bell's too good to give him too many opportunities conducting this team's offense.
Go to Ross down low. Sidney! Goaltend? Yes, it is.
Well done. You know, Boston College cuts strongly without the basketball. They're a different team.
Right.
We've seen them with some layouts where they've not really done a good job.
And this is only in the last few minutes. If you're just joining us, for most of the night, Villanova has out-energized Boston College. Absolutely. I mean, it's not even close.
Absolutely. It's something where they've done a good job. The energy was on the boards also, and now BC is sitting on a 4-point lead right now.
Well, conference play. Amazing. Agba knocked it free momentarily. Buchanan had 3 turnovers the last 3 possessions. Buchanan looking for somewhere to go. Sidney got a hand on that.
Yeah, that may have gone off Buchanan. Hit it? No. Sidney got a hand, and he's trying to work his way into a call. That was very, very close.
Sure was.
To going off Buchanan.
7 seconds to shoot. Keep it right here. That was knocked out of bounds.
Villanova folks here are trying to figure out why can't we get a shot off, and you know why? It's because BC is really upped it on the defense, the perimeter. These guys are really working defensively right now. But plenty of time with 7 seconds on the shot clock to get a good look.
Ricky Wright and Agba, they're trying to calm both of those guys down. Both of them give you a real good effort down low.
Sure do. Agba wants to be careful though.
Sure does. Agba playing with 4 fouls. Blocked by Agba. They've been tying him up, and Sidney with a showtime opportunity. Doesn't waste it, does he? 77-71, timeout Villanova. Boston College, they don't keep the I don't know if anybody keeps this stat of tie-ups, but they've had a ton of them.
They've had a ton of them, is right. And Agba evidently got Jay Wright a little annoyed with what he evidently did after this play. The official went over to talk him. Here's the finish by Sidney.
17 turnovers for Villanova, 10 for Boston College. Here's your reset. A couple of times out remaining, a full and a half for Boston College and a full for Villanova. Double bonus in effect, and the possession arrow very important. Very important, and it belongs to Boston College.
You know, people don't think about that with that possession arrow, though, but that gives you an opportunity to just hold on to the basketball and be tied up without taking a chance to have it turned over. Big possession here, though.
Sure is. Extending back into regulation. Ricky Wright down low. He hammers that one home. Prior to that bucket by Ricky Wright, a 15-4 run by Boston College, dating back into regulation.
And this is where it's nice to have a guy like Troy Bell who shoots free throws as well as he does. Got to be careful with the carries, though.
Man, that was 3 in a row.
Wow.
Bell finds an opening, goes in, and what do we got? A foul on Villanova. 4th foul on Snowden.
One of the things Nova has been lacking the last couple of minutes is somebody going towards the basket with some authority, with some purpose, and when Wright does it, he does it pretty convincingly.
10 for 10 for Bell at the line tonight. Going to the Big East Conference. Tell that didn't look good as soon as he raised up. A little wide left. A little short arm too on that one. 4-point BC lead. Long study by Bell. Got that one. 5-point margin for the Eagles. Villanova has not had good continuity at all the last 5 minutes or so on offense. Good hedge by Agbai, playing with 4 fouls.
Trying to condense the floor here, putting it down.
Be right in trouble.
BC's trying to keep this ball on the perimeter as much as possible.
This is great. Great defense and tremendous indecision.
Oh, they may have gotten Wright. Yeah, they did.
And Ricky Wright off the ball. That is his 4th.
They've been battling the last 2 or 3 minutes. Agbai and Wright. Watch the right hand of Wright come up all of a sudden. Wright coming up, bang, right there, underneath the chin. And Agbai does the right thing, Dave. You know what he does? I don't know how hard he got hit. You got it. You flail, and then all of a sudden it has more impact. And they may have gotten hit, though, too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Adams apple's not one of the places you want to be getting hit either.
And it's also easy for me to say, oh, I don't know how hard he got hit because I'm sitting over here.
Yeah, you don't want to be volunteering for that duty. Back rim for Yuka Agbai. On the season, 72%. For the game, Agbai is 1 out of 4. Looking for double figures here. He's got 10 points. And a 6-point lead for Boston College. 2:15 to go. Overtime here at Villanova. Not much going on offensively for Villanova of late. Oh, man, if Agbai had his turned the other way, there's double team on Buchanan.
Defensively, BC has really picked it up.
What they prided themselves on last year. Bryant has had a tough night. Now he hits one. They needed that one. Bryant, his first make of the night, 1 for 7.
And I think they were having trouble trying to figure out the defense that BC was throwing at them. You know what, quite candidly, Dave, I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was like a little bit of everything.
Wall's got free, blew the layup. The tip is good, though.
Came right back at it. Stay with it until you complete it.
81-76.
Another good look along the baseline for BC, though.
Al Skinner exhorting his club, looking for another defensive stop, which he didn't get against Pittsburgh the other day. Snowden open. No! Rebound right. And Bell called for the foul.
One of the things Wright does, though, too, Dave, he gets away with it right there. I think that he has to keep that ball up a little bit because he did give Bell an opportunity to swipe at it. Even though he ends up getting the foul and going to the line, the quickness of these guards, especially Bell, can get yourself in in trouble rather with the grabs. As you take a look at the numbers there, pretty good shooting at the line for him.
Ricky getting 29 minutes per ball game this season. Bring Andrew Sullivan in. Bryant just hit his first field goal of the night, 1 for 7. And he came in as the leading 3-point field goal shooter in the country. Tough night. Ricky Wright rips the court, 81-78, Boston College. Tell you what, as crazy as this game is going, I wouldn't be surprised with the second one, too, to be honest with you.
It might happen. It may happen.
Bell feeds Agbai. Ross steps out. Sidney on the curl through his hands. Got it back. Nice play, but he tipped it to Agbai.
And Agbai kind of froze a little bit.
Totally froze. Quick hands by Sidney here.
Tips it over. Well, Agbai was a little further away from that than it appeared.
From our angle, it looked like he froze, but yeah, he might not have really got a good look at it. Under a minute to play and a 3-point deficit for Nova. Buchanan in trouble, lost it. Good D again by Boston College. Started by Sidney, complemented by Agbai.
Well, I'm not so sure about the decisions, though, when you start spinning out there with the basketball, because that turns your back on the defenders on the weak side. Here's the turn. You lose control. But now, look, guys are stepping in for you. You lose the basketball the first time. It just puts you in a tough spot. You know, it's hard to do, you know, under pressure and the intensity of a basketball game, but you want to really keep it as simple as possible down the stretch.
19th turnover for Villanova, 4th in overtime. Ryan Ross at the line, senior from North Quincy, Mass. 58% on the season. Hit a big 3 earlier. Huge free throw there. 4-point lead.
Villanova has to get it and go right to the basket with it.
Ross, no, and Wright rebounds.
Right to the basket now is what you want to do.
Buchanan
Will they let you get the penetration, though? They're pretty good.
Good stop by Bell.
Right.
Snowden, good hedge here. Agbai. Oh, man, they've just killed about 10 seconds. Snowden, tough shot. Tip, no. And Walls with the rebound. Foul, Sales. 5th foul on Brooks Sales, so his night is done. So Sales fouls out with 14 points and 11 rebounds, and a lot of the Nova faithful reaching for the car keys with 30.3 seconds to go.
Pretty good effort, though, by Snowden. He understands what he's trying to do, gets away with a tiny bit of a push off there. And unfortunate for him, just couldn't complete that shot to get it to go down, but his understanding of what he was trying to do was proper.
So Sales is done for the evening. You want to call them Villanova faithful, but these people are abandoning ship like you can't believe here. Pouring out of the pavilion. 30.3 seconds in a 4-point game. They have not obviously watched a lot of recent Big East finishes.
Well, 30 seconds,
hey.
So much can happen.
Yeah, you got that right. Walls 17 points, 3 out of 4 at the line. Kenny with a big spot here. Kenny's a 72%. 20th in scoring in the Big East Conference. And a senior from Galileo High School in San Francisco. This is his 104th collegiate game. Good trip, too. 84-78 with 30.3 seconds to go.
And BC just token pressure here. A couple of guys.
Bryant deep 3. Front rim. Agbai rebound. And they try to foul him. They don't call it. Bell's got it. They foul him. And 20.3 seconds to go. And that's like money in the bank for BC. And those who weren't convinced are. They are now out of here at Villanova.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, Dave, the one thing that tip you had to Al Skinner's squad, too, is the fact that, you know, they had an opportunity to walk away from this game at about 8 minutes left, and they hung around.
Yep.
And they just kept fighting and clawing and found a way to get back into it.
Ricky Wright fouls out. 19-9 for Ricky. BC overcame a 9-point second half deficit. That's your reset. Possession arrow favoring BC right now. And Al Skinner, you know, his demeanor, calm, professional. Well, and his team reflects that pretty well.
Well, personally, he's been through the wars as a player.
That's right.
And as a coach, he understands what it's like to be a player in tough situations.
And his team's biorhythms tonight not real good until this last bit of the game, because they got hammered on the boards. But Al, the coach of the year last year in the Big East Conference. He won 5 National Coach of the Year honors last season. Earned him a 4-year contract extension from BC. And Bell, 36 points. 8-point lead with 20 seconds to go. BC's defense, a big difference maker here the last 5-6 minutes. Tip no good, and a foul given. And Walls is fouled, and this will wrap it up. 13 seconds to go. Jay Wright's club going to lose its first game in conference. Overtime, Boston College, very efficient, 4 out of 5.
I thought they were really under control, too, Dave. They were relaxed. Just understanding what they had to do to execute to put this one on the win column.
Villanova's 6-game win streak will go by the wayside. Villanova's going to tee it up again this Saturday at home against Georgetown. That'll be at the First Union Center. Boston College Sunday takes on Connecticut. Should be a heck of a game there. Sullivan, look at his defense. They make it murder just to get it out. Block with the shot, and he hit that. That's a 3.
Yep, 5 seconds left. That'll do it.
Andreas Block his first 3 of the season. How about the Boston College Eagles? They were out-energized for most of the game. They get the game into overtime, and then they win by 7. Al Skinner had his best player, Troy Bell, with 36 points, 21 for Kenny Walls. Nice win for the Boston College Eagles. They go 2-1 in the Big East Conference. For Jim Spinarco and our entire ESPN Plus crew, I'm Dave Sims. Thanks for joining us, everybody, here at the Pavilion. Number 16, Boston College survives. They win at Villanova by the final of 88-81. Good night from Villanova.